uh, the basics of urbanization. Did we discuss the basics? That is the terminologies. What is city? What is town? Good evening, Ashwin. So, did we discuss that? The last that we discussed, right? So now we have to go next step. Okay. So this is the last class. Just I'll log in with my mobile also. Just a moment, so that I'll log in with my mobile. So we'll start the class. Okay. So today we'll see the rest of the things. That is, today's class will be about urbanization and population, which are very simple topics. So that is what we will discuss. But the thing is that with this class, I think this is the last class we'll be having today. So I would, while we are discussing this, we will discuss how to write answers as well. So how to, how would you write mains answer? So that also you have to know. So with this, the things we discussed was basically the terminologies which were present, or which were concerned with urbanization. But now the most, that is the point, they keep asking the same question. What they ask is urbanization and its impact. This is what they keep asking. This impact they ask in different modes, different styles. But most often this is the question, and this is the syllabus. They have given it directly as urbanization and its impact. That is what in syllabus also it is there. So that terminology was essential for simple reason that you should know the basic stuff. But mostly they will concentrate on urbanization and its impact. So while studying impact, we will study what is, or how would you write the answer. So in the sense that you cannot write anything and everything. How would you write answers? How would you represent answers? And most importantly, how can you plan for the next 3 months, which is three, not three, 4 months, which is there. How would you, or how can you plan so that it will be helpful for you? So before this, anyways, before going into this urbanization and its impact, I wanted to give you a, what is that, urban morphology. So this is something you don't have to know, but just for, because this is in geography syllabus. That is geography option, they have this as a syllabus. That is urban morphology is in geography topic. But they have many theories. Okay, in geography I think 3 4 theories are there. Very important question in geography, second paper. Not second paper, first paper. But what I wanted to give now is the basic, that is basic morphology. So urbanization topic we are discussing, the terminologies we have discussed. Next impact we are going to discuss. But urban morphology, if you know, it will be nice for you as well when you are analyzing urban problems. And when you're writing answer, you can use this in a simple format, not in everything, but in a simple format, I will tell you. Okay. So before going into that, what is this urban morphology? If you see, if you take any urban area, especially the Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, not Hyderabad, and Delhi, Bombay, and Kolkata. If you see the major urban cities, it will have some important urban morphology. For example, if you closely watch, there will be a central, this will be the central business district. So have this in a simple fashion, because as I told you, this will not be asked per se, but just to know this, when you know this, it will be helpful whenever you are analyzing urban city. But there will be a center. So if you see a city will be here, let us assume a city is there. So when you are, for example, you go in a flight, when you go in a flight, when you observe the things which is down, the aerial view, if you see the aerial view, something of this sort will be there. Especially in Chennai and Delhi, Delhi I have personally seen, not seen in the sense analyzed. Chennai is analyzed. Bangalore also it is the same. So that, and the theory actually holds true in most of the cases. So there will be a central business district. If you see all the important government buildings, important banks, and important places will be in this zone. And you will know, you will see, or for example, main tertiary hospitals, main hospitals, that is most of the important hospitals will be here. And you will see that this place has the highest rent. It will be the highest rent. You cannot or the cost of land will be very high. This will be called as the central business district. Okay. next will be Next will be the zone. Next will be the zone. Let us assume, okay, zone 1. Let us keep it that way. Any terminology. This zone will be of the zone of skilled workers. Okay, skilled workers. So what I mean by skilled work, that is what I mean by skilled workers is that everyone is skilled, but the skilled workers will be working in this important area. That is, you take for example any bank, the bank's CEO or bank's maybe manager, or the people above a particular grade, or general manager. Let us assume general manager. So in banks, if you see, there are managers who have the branch, but above a particular pay grade, there will be general managers. Or you think about in the sense of important government, means you will have secretaries, you will have under secretaries, you will have important IAS officers. So these are the important people I am saying as skilled workers. Okay. And they, if you see, they will have the enough resources, in the sense the central business district is very costly, but the zone which is adjacent to that will also be costly. But who will be able to afford that? Means the people who are most important, they can afford it. And the next zone will be there. So there will be a next zone. And this zone, just okay. Just a moment. So it's got stuck, I think. Just a moment. Okay. So the next zone will be zone 2. This will be of unskilled labor. See, that is what, not in a very strict sense I am using, but in general, this will be the view. And as an administrator, it is very essential for you to know the morphology of a region. For example, if you had seen, or this is how, in the sense that police officers, police commissioner and all, if you see, why this urban morphology, for example, why you are reading in the sense, if you become an IPS officer, you will be given a zone. Let us assume you are a commissioner now. You should know the zones properly. You should know how the houses are distributed properly, and the relevant crimes you will be able to understand better. Or if you have seen something called as the Delhi crime in Netflix, if you have seen, if you have Netflix, have you seen Delhi crime in Netflix? Anyone? Yes, right. So in that, if you see the commissioner, she would immediately go look at the map. Okay, go look at the map. She will see. So as an officer, you should know. You should know how these arrangements are made. It is not made just randomly. No, ad hoc arrangements will not be made anywhere. Human beings don't do that. There will be a pattern. So that is why answer writing, yes, it will be useful, I will tell you, but just for your understanding, it will be good for you. So in this second zone, and the third zone will be there. The zone 3 will be a zone of semi-skilled. Semi-skilled means you can say middle class workers. So if you happen to see, I told you in this zone, the central business district, a high cost rent. But Anna, skilled workers, which I mean not software employees. Okay? Software employees are also skilled workers. But if you happen to see, software, we have made deliberate decision of, if you remember in regionalism, we made something called as satellite towns. In regionalism, we discussed this. So for example, in Chengalpattu, Mahindra city is a satellite town. Okay, software employees or the employees who are farming right now are also skilled workers. Okay, but Anna, if you see, they do not have to be present in the workstation. They can be in the home, and they can, for example, somebody, for in the time of Corona, many of my friends who were in USA had to come back to India and to take care of their parents. So because their parents were here, many actually came back. And as you might know, they have now blocked because of Corona. They cannot go back. But most of them are working from here itself. They are all software and high skilled labor. Yeah, the skilled labor which I am talking about is 20-year-old skilled labor. Or the 20 years ago, what was the, because this theory was a earlier theory. Now modern changes have happened. How this theory changes, but how it was 20 years ago, let us assume from 1800s to last 20 years ago, before this software advent. If you see, this is how it will be. So the skilled laborers will be there, and the semi-skilled middle class laborers. So they have to, they cannot afford this place. They cannot afford this place. Yeah, this place will not be affordable. Central business district, as I told you, completely unaffordable. But this zone 2 of unskilled laborers will be a congested zone. This zone of unskilled labor, the people who are working in the central business district and the people who are working for the people of the skilled workers. That is, don't, no prejudice and nothing. I'm not into that, but this theory for example, washerman, or for example, somebody domestic help workers. If you see, they cannot move away. Black town, you can say in British era. Yes, black town, you can say in British era. Or if you see in America, they will say Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, if you have seen Vetayadu Vilayadu, and all the Brooklyn. So the Brooklyn is, if you see, New York will be there, and the New York, adjacent to New York, there is a neighborhood which is called as a Brooklyn, where the semi-skilled, because they cannot even move other point, and they cannot move larger away. If they move larger away, they cannot come, and hence they will be staying close. But middle class, yes, they can afford, yeah, 1 hour travel they can afford, and but they cannot afford living close, so they will afford rather to have 1 hour travel. And then next zone, the last in the zone, the zone 4 will be agriculture zone. So if you see, all these areas have to be fed. So in the like our Seema Nana says, software இருந்தாலும் சாப்பாடு முக்கியம். So it's an absurd statement. It's an absurd statement just for fun I'm using. So but the point is that the areas will be fed by this zone. This is the random morphology. So now come to live example. I'll tell you the live example. So now keep this in mind and look at now Chennai. So now come to this one. Now see Chennai. Okay. Now see Chennai how it is. Chennai will actually resemble this. But Chennai is, if you see, is the coast. Yeah. And one more, okay, one more zone you can have. Sorry, one more zone you can have. Okay, one more. This outer zone, if you see, complete outside. So before this agriculture zone, complete outside is expensive residence. Expensive residence. So the complete outside. So expensive residences. Okay. So this will be the thing. Now come to this point. So if you see Chennai, now see Chennai. I think everyone is from Chennai, dhanla. Anyone from outside? Because Delhi, I will give you an example, but Chennai, dana. Most of you are Chennai. Because in the batch I know, but composition, most of you are. I will tell you why expensive. No, I will tell you now. With Chennai, you will understand why it is. Okay, Hyderabad. Okay, okay, Delhi. I'll give you Delhi as an example. One Chennai I will give, because Chennai I live, so I know that very well. Chennai I will give, and Delhi I will. Sorry. Okay, then first maybe I will give you Delhi. Delhi everyone will know. So maybe Delhi I will start. Then we will go to Chennai. Yeah. So in Hyderabad also you can understand the same thing. I will tell you in Hyderabad's case also. But you see Delhi, Chaya, Delhi's map. If you see, there will be a central business district. And if you are going for interview, let us assume you are going for interview, and you will be placed in this place now. You will be placed, for example, Tamil Nadu House is somewhere here. Tamil Nadu House is where the guest house of, it is called as the guest house of Tamil Nadu. So every minister who is there, the MLA, MPs, if they go to Delhi, most often if the MPs go to Delhi now, they have a separate place, okay. But many don't have. Many don't have. So what they will do for them to rest? So it is a guest house for them. So if you go for interview now, you can actually stay there. That is where you will be stay. And every state has, for example, opposite to Tamil Nadu is Gujarat House. Next to Tamil Nadu is Bihar House. Opposite to Bihar House is Jammu Kashmir House. So same way, if you see in and around that area, all the guest house of all the states, all important, Manipur House is there. All the important states will be there. And next, all the embassies, for example, next to Tamil Nadu House will be the embassy of Indonesia. So in the embassy of Ethiopia, all these embassies, very very important embassies, will be in this zone. This is the zone which is the center of Delhi. If you see the map of Delhi, the central business district, this will be here. Okay, this will be here, somewhere around here. Tamil Nadu House will be here, and the UPSC office, you have to go like this, and UPSC office is here. This will be the, this is called as the Dolpur House. So this is on the interview, that is where you will go. And just behind that, just behind to the Tamil Nadu House, is the Prime Minister's house. So if you see, you can go to the Tamil Nadu House top. If you stay there, you can just see, look at, and there will be Prime Minister's house. Now they are changing it. Now they are changing it to some other place. But I'm saying the old one, the right now, which is there. Few, I think in 1 year, 2 year, something new building is going on. They will change it. But what I'm saying is the important thing. Next, if you see in the Yadam, important. So it is called as, I think, have you heard about a place called as Connaught Place? Connaught, have you heard? Connaught Place, have you heard? Connaught Place. So that is the that is the place. And do you know where UPSC, all Delhi UPSC institutes, where it is there? Do you know? Do you know UPSC, where all the institutes which is in Delhi all study, where it is? Any other place name, you know? Rajendra Nagar. But Rajendra Nagar is a place where they stay, where the institutes are. Institutes, all the institutes will be actually clubbed together in a zone called as Karol Bagh. It is here. So this will be Delhi. So in the central business, all the institute, or whatever institute you know, big building. So if you go there, I've gone there, I've seen that. I don't actually suggest people to study there. It's a very congested zone. I don't want you to, wherever you are, if you are able to study with peace of mind, you will clear this exam. It is no way competitive. You should not go and compete like that and lose your mind, because I've spoken to students over there. Most of them have lost their mind. Okay, so it is very hard, because that zone, nearly in that street Karol Bagh, 25,000 people will be there at a moment. Okay, it will be like Srinagar Ranganathan Street, like. But what I see, but what we discussed, the central business district of a city will be the most rent high city, or rent high place, and the most important place. And that is why, if you see, all these important buildings are there. Next point, next zone, I said, next zone will be the important people. That is the zone 1. The important people, IAS, many who have to work in this embassy, work in the important, for example, secretariat is, the parliament is there. Parliament office, Dolpur House is there. So UPSC chairmen will have houses there, but under secretary, many will have an house outside. But in simplistic term, I will tell you. In simplistic term, people studying in UPSC. So you said Rajendra Nagar. Actually, if you see, it will be a little outside. That is, they stay in a place called as Patel Nagar. This is where they stay. Or in the sense that many stay. In Rajendra Nagar they stay. I think Patel Nagar is close to that. Why I say this? Because you cannot afford rent there. Okay, you cannot afford rent. So they will come outside. One zone away. So in the one zone away, they will get the house. Third zone. So if you see the third zone, see, again, not making any judgment. That is what I want to stress on this. But zone 2, right? In this zone 2, what we discussed was, this zone 2 is where semi-skilled, or what is that? Skillless. Actually, washing clothes, all these are skilled now. But I am using the word which is in the theory. Yeah. So a little skill. But if you see, why this is important in the Delhi crime, if you see, take this in Delhi crime, if you see, The Nirbhaya case, the Nirbhaya incident happened in a place called as Dwarka. That Dwarka is in this region. So if you come outside a little, this Dwarka is in this region. So this is where that Dwarka will be, and the incident happened there only. Okay, so it is not that molestations and things does not happen in these rich areas. No, there also it happens. There actually happens, but it is not visible to the world. But this Nirbhaya incident which came was visible to the world. Why? Because this was a girl who was a little in the higher strata of society, who lived in zone 1, but was molested and killed by people who were not so in the class. So that is why this conflict, I am saying, this rape is not because of lust. I think we discussed this. It's not lust, it's because of this conflict of things which are happening. So actually in the molestations, everything happened in zone 1 also, and this mainly in the central business district also, that we don't see. But anyways, leave that aside, but I'm saying how it is there. So next part, this we discussed as zone 3 of middle class, right? This is the middle class. And if you see the middle class, this is how the Jamuna river runs. It will run like this. It will run like this. Okay. And this middle class zone and the zone which is next is the most congested zone. Correct? And you can think about in Hyderabad, there is a river called as Musi River. And in Chennai, there is a river called as Adayar and Kuam River. In Chennai, Kuam, Adayar, and in Delhi, Yamuna. All these rivers are polluted like anything because of the solid waste things which are being pushed into that because of this zone. Okay, wow. And how it will be patterned na? Because in the central zone they will be well, because every day they will sweep. In the central zone, if you see morning, evening, both times they will sweep. But the zones outside will not be taken care of like the zone which is in the center. This is the point. And next Delhi, the next zone is, and the next zone will be, for example, if you see all these, what is that? Not Bangla. What is that? Pannai video. How do they say? I I do not know. What word do they use for, in the sense that uh, what is that word? Okay. Guest house, guest house, okay. Guest house, outhouse, guest house, yeah, yes, farmhouses, this is the point. So if you see in the Delhi lab, many times shootings happen. Shooting, not this film shooting, gun shooting happens. It comes in news every time. If you see in the Delhi gun shooting, where it happens, it happens in this zone, now. Not here, not the northern, mainly this Haryana part here. The Haryana part and the Uttar Pradesh part, this zone, this is where the main and the shooting does happen. And the outer zone is agriculture. Okay, so this is how this structure will be. And one interesting factor, if you pathina, the metro, it will actually be, if you see the metro design, you go when you are, that is what, when you go to interview, you check all these things. It is nice actually. So every time when we go to some city, just visiting the mall, what is there in that, go and see this metro structure. And the metro structure, how it will be now, it will be like this. Just a minute, just a minute. Crime, not shooting. Shooting means crime. Okay, crime. the many actually, if you in news, if you see, uh, this keeps coming in news. The Delhi la, they use this gun, and most often these incidents happen in that outer ring now. And that outer ring is where all these outer houses are, the outhouses, farmhouses, and molestations, rape in the farmhouses, it is high. Molestation, rapes, and the cases which are happening is very high. So another, that Dwarka incident which I said was for your understanding. You will understand because immediately you will know that okay, this zone, இப்படி இருக்கு, why this zone, why it happened. If you remember why it happened in Delhi, na, Delhi is not homogeneous. It is not a one region. It is not like Delhi is a capital, na. There is or zone இருக்கும். And if you see, you come just okay. Crime rate, not middle class zone. Crime rate will be high in that semi, not unskilled labor, sonala, unskilled labor. If you happen to see why it will be high, na, that is what I'm saying. Even in that Delhi crime, if you happen to know, it was the crime against Nirbhaya, but the crime we should not generalize as people who don't read or who are illiterate and poor. No, actually it is a kind of a cultural conflict. Rape is, as I told you in the first class, sorry, in the class we discussed in what is that, women related issues. Rape is not because of lust, no. Rape is not because of dress that a girl wears, no. Rape is not because of anything which the society thinks it is because of this only rape happens. Never it happens. Okay, the rape reason for rape is a power incident, in the sense that power tool. If I have to send a message, so I have to send a message across to the society, not to the girl. Actually rape usually is not a message to the girl, no. Rape is a message to the society that uh, that this area, this region, or this cultural zone belongs to us. Okay, you are actually hindering our zone. This is kind of a what is that, chimpanzee kind of a thought. So it is not that, see, it is not that in middle class zone and the unskilled labor, every chimpanzee, what is it, less self-esteemed fellows are there. No, less self-esteem fellows are there in the central business district also. More self-esteem, less self-esteem people are there in these farmhouses and rich places also. Rape is a general concept where it is because of low self-esteem of men, not because of lust of anyone. It happens because of the low self-esteem of certain men in society who roam about. So why the example which we saw, Dwarka, that is a Nirbhaya incident, happened in that zone. So if you see, Nirbhaya was someone from a, that is what, she was educated, father and mother, if you see, where I think in government offices. So they will be in that one zone. So she came to a mall which was there in the outer zone. So mall could not be built, and the central zone they could not build that. Or costly malls are there, but less costly malls are this. If you see on the Dwarka zone, there are many malls. When you go to Delhi, you will know there are many malls actually. A little bit outside Delhi and less costly. Okay, so there are many malls. And movie you can go. So what you have to decipher from that is that these people who are from the less privileged zone, this is a cultural message they sent, in the sense that they had this low self-esteem living. And as I think we discussed in the FIR, if you see the FIR, the person gave the reason for rape was that girl, how dare she talked back to me. That was the statement he said. So in the statement he never made that I like that girl was beautiful, or she was wearing that dress. No, he did not make any statement like that. The statement he made was in Hindi. He said, uh, how does a girl talk back to me. He was married also, if you know. So how does a girl talk back to me? So if you see in the point where it is conflicting, now it is conflicting in a sociological zone now. We take rape into a biology and lustful. No, rape does not happen that way. So in understanding the sociological pattern of distribution of households, distribution of regions, we can at least make some effort to prevent that. Yeah, when we know that this is some thing which is happening, you cannot go teach everyone. No, it's not possible. You cannot go teach every low, because see, who is that low self-esteem guide? Who will know? They will be walking around everywhere. How would we know what is happening inside a person's head and he is feeling low, or in the sense, not low means not low psychologically, low self-esteem. Okay, low self-esteem, that person can earn crores of rupees and it will have a low self-esteem. Or the person cannot earn also, in the case of Nirbhaya. So same both. So this is how it is devised. Okay. So this is Delhi, and this is where I left. But if you see the Delhi metro will run like this. It will run like this. The Delhi metro design is like this. So it will run till Faridabad. Here, and Faridabad, if you remember, is a satellite town. In regionalism, I would have told you this. And here, Gurgaon. This is also a satellite town. Satellite town we discussed in the sense that when every congested zone is getting fully occupied now, you should have people taken outside. So taken outside now this zone, Faridabad, and the metro runs from here. So you can run through this metro. You go to this Faridabad, where the Indian IRS. So, for example, if you become an IRS officer, the training center is in Faridabad. So you just go, any of your friends will be there, someone will be there, just to go visit that place. So when you move in this direction, you will see each zone. So from Connaught Place, the zone gets changed. One zone, next zone, next zone. So this agriculture you will see here. And in this agricultural zone is where all the thermal power plants are there. So if there will be a question, why Delhi has the highest pollution? So this thermal power plants which is surrounding this area, okay, this thermal power plants which is surrounding the outer area, if you see, because of the continentality, that is, continentality means Delhi is between the continent. There is no outflow. Where does the smoke which comes from these thermal power plants go? No, there is no place at all. And here in this zone, agricultural zone, same. See, in this agricultural zone, Haryana, they burn. So they burn everything. If you, the news you would have seen, they burn all these things. So in Haryana and all this zone, near Gurgaon, all these zones. So they burn, and there are so many thermal power plants surrounding that region. All the smoke goes into that center. And when all the smoke goes into that center, Delhi becomes a gas chamber. And I have gone to Delhi once in February, I think, February or somewhere. February, in that cold, and the climate also. That is what. One is this burning, second is these thermal power plants which are there, third is the climate, because Delhi happens to be a continental zone. So there will be something called as temperature inversion. That is, temperature inversion means there will be so cold in the lower zone, so cold that all these smokes which goes up to this center zone will actually settle down. Okay, it will not move up. When the air near the ground is cold, this is what is called as what is that, thermal inversion or temperature inversion. You will study in geography. But what I'm saying is that when the temperature in the below zone, that is in the ground, is so cold, the air will not move up, the air will settle down. So when it is so cold, all these thermal power plant and the burning which happens, all the smoke actually settles down. So if you happen to go to Delhi in February or January, or you go there, it will be like seriously, it is a gas chamber. If you have gone there sometime, you will know that you cannot breathe. You cannot breathe. You step out of the what is that? You go from Chennai or somewhere. You go to that Delhi. Absolutely, you cannot breathe. But why? The reason is these things. And the three reasons I have told you. Other reasons you have to add. And this was a question they asked once in what is that? The mains. Okay. So this will be enough. Okay. This will be enough. Chennai, we know. Okay. Delhi, we can leave with Delhi. Chennai, we don't have to worry about. So now come to this zone. So now, what is urbanization and its impact? Okay, urbanization and its impact. And see, one thing, I think you have your mains. Yes. Okay, Chennai. Okay, maybe I'll. Okay, okay, I'll tell Chennai. Time is there. Actually, time is there. Time today. Simple topics only. These two are simple topics. Okay, and most of the questions will be in general nature now. So don't. So topics over the population also over. Okay, population also is very simple. Now we will complete it today. There is no thing. But these are all அதான் இதுல வந்து how they will ask question is a what to say is a it's a dynamic question. Okay, it's a if I say something now whether they will ask or not, it's a very tough thing. So அதனால தான் I am giving you on the picture. This is urban area. அப்படின்னா என்ன இருக்கும், what problem is there. So some most of the thing அதை வந்து நீங்க when you read paper you have to take back. For example, water crisis they may ask, and let us discuss that. இப்போ நான் அதுல water crisis வச்சு டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவோம். Okay, Chennai, if you see, okay, Chennai is like this la. Actually here there will be a okay, the coast, இது வந்து coast. Okay, but if you see on the Britishers how they designed na, there will be the center which is called as the Paris. Okay, Paris corner. This is where you will find your what is that Chennai assembly la inga da irukku, or legislature. Yeah, assembly, all the, or you think about Spencer Plaza. Now Spencer Plaza is not that important. Yeah, but Anna, I think when I was studying in college also. Okay, now okay, I'll tell. See, what did I prepare is a very tough thing, but I will tell you next in the urbanization impact lab. I will tell you how to prepare, because what materials I referred as how long it will take, 10, 12 years I studied. Okay, so but I will tell you how to prepare next 4 months. Okay, in the urbanization and impact, I will finish this in 5 minutes. I will finish this, and then we'll go. So if you see Chennai la, Spencer Plaza, when I was studying in college also, 2008 something, 2008 la kuda, Spencer Plaza was the most important mall. Now you have Phoenix, now Ripon building is there, but mall, important mall. I remember 2008 because when I finished college, I went there only for celebration. Now, okay, SSN Engineering College. SSN Engineering College is outside Chennai. Chariya? It is somewhere around. But Anna, when we finished college, we came to Spencer Plaza for celebration. That's the point. So if you see the outer kuda, you come to this central zone, and then there is something called as, somebody said now, very good, LIC. So LIC is something like not only LIC, all the bank, IOB bank அங்க தான் இருக்கு. SBI அங்க தான் இருக்கு. Same, all the important branches of all these banks are there in that zone only. அந்த central zone ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா. Okay, but the next zone வரும். And this is CBD, correct? This is Central Business District. Next zone is the zone where I said people from the main, that is the main work, or for example, SBI is there, IOB is there, and in the SBI IOB lab, who and all are working will be there. Okay, if you see main and you will know there is something called as boat club. In central business district, high court is there, correct? High court இருக்கும் பாத்துறீங்களா? High court இருக்கு. கொஞ்சம் if you see light, it will be outer, but ana high court that in that region only இருக்கு. And the judges who are working in that high court, where they are settled தெரியுமா? They are in this boat தான். There is something called as our IAS coaching institute by Tamil Nadu for IAS coaches. I mean IAS is people who are studying for IAS exam. They have a something called an hostel kind of thing with food, everything. That is in a region in the boat la பக்கத்துல தான். So if you go somewhere, when you go to that place, I do not know whether you have gone there. Green Road, அந்த இடம், ஆமா. So if you have gone there and தெரியல, you will actually travel through these judges house தான். Right side ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா full judge house தான் இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? லைட்டா உள்ள போனீங்கன்னா the boat club, main boat club. So Dayanidhi Maran, all these Sun TV family lives there. And அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் you will also have something called as கோடம்பாக்கம், நுங்கம்பாக்கம், எல்லாம் கோடம்பாக்கம், நுங்கம்பாக்கம் அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் வரும். And you will have something called as Mylapore. This zone, if you see on the central business district, அப்படியே பின்னாடி வரும். They will work there. Second, so see again, இது வேற சென்னை, so you will know இந்த மாதிரி stereotypingலாம் no, ஓகேவா? I am explaining how it was arranged. Sorry, next zone is this zone of not so skilled. You will see something called as Washermanpet. Washermanpet na enadhu? Do you know what is that Washermanpet? I think in or Arya movie it comes. Have you do you know what is that Washermanpet na? Any idea? Yes, for washing they had that. Do you know something called as Kottawal Chowdi? Same there, it is there. Kottawal Chowdi, there is a song also. What is that Kottawal Chowdi? Meaning enna? Any idea? It is related to medieval India, I will say. Medieval India. Kottawal Chowdi வந்து related to medieval India history. சென்னையில இருக்கு தெரியும்ல கொத்தவால் சாவடி, you know that, you know. So Washermanpet, actually if you see exactly Kotwal, correct, pushtaangla, very good. Yeah, Kotwal. So see this word Kotwal. Kotwal is nothing but police station of Mughals. Okay, police station of Mughals. So when the Britishers came, in the Kotwal became irrelevant. This zone became irrelevant. So they used this zone for in the Madi, for making people settle, or semi-skilled or no skilled, skillless people to be settled in that zone. So the police station which was there during the Mughal period now became irrelevant, and it became Kottawal Chowdi. Yeah? So Chowdi is a zone. Yeah? So in the next zone, so idukapra zone 3, this is zone 2. Okay, and you will also find here, let us in the boat club la light ipdi vandinga, you will find the Adayar river, Koom river here. Okay, அப்படியே cross பண்ணி வந்தீங்கன்னா the Adayar Koom river la ipdi irukum. Remember the same and the adhe structure da I said in Jamuna also, அப்படியே பாத்தீங்கன்னா இருக்கும் சரியா, Jamuna. And in Hyderabad, in the Musi river is polluted, but I have not seen how it moves. Okay, so adanal I am not making a statement, but Hyderabad there is a river which is polluted, which is called as Musi river. Okay, but I am not making a statement because I have not seen how the river runs, where it runs, and I have not seen Hyderabad. Maybe next part. Okay, but now in the zone this is zone 2, zone zone 3. For example, as I said, first வந்து இது, next less skilled, middle class. Now middle class. Okay. This middle class is nothing but, if you see on the Tambram, Velachery. Okay, Velachery, Tambram, not Tambram also outside. Velachery. Here, if you happen to see, the Anna Nagar, outside Anna Nagar. Actually, Anna Nagar is today is changed into most poshest zone, but Anna Nagar, where the institutes are, right? That was a zone where if Anna Nagar na enna, if you see, it was a housing colony. Where onnu housing Anna, so it was in the name of Anna. அதான் அந்த ஆர்ச் இருக்கும். So in the DMK period they made a housing colony for people working in, அதாவது கவர்மெண்ட்ல not high under secretary அந்த மாதிரி அல்ல, for lower clerk level officers, there was something made there. But as over a period of time it was become very huge. But I am saying in the sense that Anna Nagar, the next zone, next zone in the side pathina Tambaram, this is where I live. Okay, Tambaram actually was like a rural town now, so it was more of a rural town, but now it is becoming like an improved thing. But if you see in Tambaram, I have seen, for example, 10 20 15 years ago there was many agricultural feeding here. Okay, and if you see Anna Nagar la abde Anna Nagar la irundhu, if you Coimbatore la irundhu, if you come outside and the Coimbatore outside zone, Bangalore for a road, if you come, there will be so many agricultural zone right here. The இடத்துல agricultural zone தான் இருக்கும். Okay, this is outside. And the next point, as I said, the residences of the idu, okay. But instead of that, Chennai la one important innovation which happened was the East Coast Road. What we did, see, each state makes its own way of dispersing their population. So Tamil Nadu government, I think it was in Kalaigner's period, Tamil Nadu government, it made a very important decision that this East Coast Road, in the East Coast Road will be made as an IT corridor. When it is made as an IT corridor, if you see, when it is made as an IT corridor, you will have people live, you will have two things. The poshest people, if you see on the, as I think I told you this, some of the poshest building are in that IT corridor. Yeah, and all the IT engineering college, all the IT companies there. So the people working here, and they have actually here now, as a result of his Sholinganallur, Tambaram, Velachery, now it is including Velachery, which was the middle class zone earlier, which did not have that much connectivity. Now because of this IT corridor boom, they have improved. Yeah, but again, next point, we did not stop there. Next point, inga parunga, and if you see the metro, every super arrange pannirpaanga. Metro will come like this. Yeah, metro will come like this. One will go through Adayar, one will go through Adayar LIC building, the other will go through the region which is called as the Ashok Pillar, next zone Ashok Pillar, Coimbatore, then it will go to again the center of Central. So if you see, all this are arrangements made for transport of people from the middle class zone till there. For them, it is not possible to move every time with car. Yeah, if you go with car, it is very hard, and hence you cannot go with bike also. For them, there has to be a public transport. This is how designing of public transport happens in urban areas. Urban areas public transport summa panna matanga. Yeah, they will have a design. How it is designed na, based on the neighborhoods which is there. So where it is necessary na, they will have a route through that. And this IT corridor, everything is a design which actually that is what, so what the government did now. So all these things was done because of which happened in our period. So this is Chennai. So now come to this point. Okay, now you understood la? Okay, so now come to this point of urbanization and its impact. See, what I studied, next point, what I referred, studied, it's a huge list. So I will say one thing: keep it simple. There are so many YouTube, or so many people, so many toppers, so many people saying so many things. It is unnecessary. I sometimes feel so angry. I'm telling you. See, don't take it in the sense that this fellow has jealousy overall. It is also there. Yeah. So I studied for 10 years. So uh, Tamram. Respect to expensive residents in Chennai, which area are part of it? Expensive residents on the in Chennai is the central now the central area. Okay, now the central area, which is the most expensive zone, and the பேர் என்ன zone 1 la the Spencer Plaza பக்கத்துல Satyam பக்கத்துல very expensive. But now we have also made it the East Coast Road as an expensive zone as well. So East Coast Road, if you go, it is very expensive. Zone 4, Zone 5 in Chennai. Zone 4, I told you, Zone 4 is Tambaram. So Tambaram, Abde Sutti Vandingana, Tambaram, on the side you can go. Ananagar was a part, now Ananagar is a very posh area. On the side Abde ring. Fifth zone on the agricultural zone. If you see on the outer ring road from Coimbatore, if you come to Tambaram, there will be a Coimbatore to Tambaram Perangaluttur road. And that area full agricultural zone now. But now it is getting transformed. Now the agricultural zone are also being occupied. Yes. Yes, actually, Mahesh, it is developed a lot. That's சொல்றேன். Tambaram dana, I am there in Tambaram only, right? So it has developed a lot. Earlier it was an agricultural zone. It was a town. Now it is not no more an agricultural zone. Now it is more of a. If you see, the place Tambaram near that was the place where in the 2015 flood, 2015 flood, it will be majorly affected. Why it was affected na, this zone vandu idoda structure will be like a bowl where you will have water bodies, now why it is having this water body na, that is where the agriculture will be done. That is how the city will be designed earlier la, because agricultural zone where it will be now fifth zone now. But we will make it in a way that this agricultural zone provides for the zone which is being used in the central business district. So Paris, if you have to go, there has to be an agricultural zone which has to be near the water body. So that has to be geographically destined now. So geographically determined area was in the area. And the geographically determined area, if you see 2015 flood will be the most affected area. Why it is a most affected area? Now it is like a bowl. You make all the houses and structure over it. Now where will the water go? The water did not have anywhere to go, so it went inside everyone's house. Yeah. Now that is what I'm saying. So this has to be that. Now you understood. So in the sense that what I wanted to say was, keep it simple. Have one book plus NCERT. Yeah, don't. Uh, there will be so many things said by so many people, so many materials, and for in the sense that and for current affairs, read newspaper every day. Read newspaper every day. Read newspaper for 45 minutes to 1.15 hour. This has to be everyday affair. Yeah, don't skip this newspaper. Morning, whatever you do, whatever you are feeling, newspaper 45 to 1 hour. Don't have many materials. This institute material, current affairs is very good. That institute current affairs material is very good. No, yeah, don't have that. No, I did not take. No, I don't take. See, one is because, but first two attempts I took every notes. First two attempts, first 3 years, I took like madly. But then I understood the point that I have to read paper. Then the consolidated part, something like 365 days consolidation will come. For prelims, it will come, right? For mains, it is coming. Seriya? And monthly consolidation. So there will be like 365 days consolidation for prelim, and there will be a 30-day consolidation for every month. Aren't you getting these two இருக்குல்ல? So aren't you are you getting these two? Is it, are you getting in the sense that 365 days and 30 days newspaper or prelims related things? Material ஏதாவது இருக்கா? Do you have any material? 365 it will come. 365 at that. See, 365 when it will be released now before prelims. Yeah. Search in internet. Search in internet. Where do you search? Any, see, every institute actually, all the institute in India release these monthly current affairs. Okay, wow. Anything, okay, you can have vision, whatever you like, but on a 30 days you have a material, then you will be released a 365-day material. NCRT, every book lab, every book which is there for sociology na 11th and 12th book, history na 6th to 12th padikalam, geography same. NCRT is the like the Bible or the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita or any other, or Tirukural, whichever book you want. It is NCRT. Read NCRT, you will understand everything. World history, for example, world history you want to know in mains na, there are so many world history books you can read for 10 years, 20 years. But on NCRT, I think 8th and 9th, Industrial Revolution and colonization, decolonization, there is no book other than NCRT where you will get enough material to write in the exam. Other books will confuse you, make you run behind notes. NCRT, or there will be some material notes where they will give you world history. I am giving you in simple notes. What they will do na, NCRT la cut copy paste panni they will give. Why do you buy all that thing? Instead, when you go for standard books, you read standard simple books which are there, you go and read na, you go and search. The problem where it comes na, the problem where it comes, we don't search, we don't spend time, enough time spending in finding out where it is. In simple NCRT it is there, in simple books it is there. Instead what we do, we see some material which is there, that person, what that person will do, do you know what materials they do? They just cut copy paste which is there in the book and give you. Or you think about whatever thing you are studying, monthly thing, what do? They cut copy paste some editorial and give you, that's it. They'll have, that is what they'll distribute, 5 points, that's it. If you read an editorial, you will get the 5 points. Instead what you this is instead, in the sense that what you cannot do is that, yes, I agree, you cannot take every point and everything, time is not there. So you can, that is why I'm saying, it is not that I'm saying don't have any material. Have one material. Your life la one da. Life la, when you see this is in every, in relationship also. If you go above one now, what will happen, you will know. All of you are college students now, you will know what happens. Yeah, the life will get turned. Same way in UPSC, have one thing, one material, one simple material for 30 days, one simple material for a book, Lakshmikant for in polity, geography was same thing, Gocheng Liang, simple thing, NCRT, finish. History, NCRT, finish. Modern India book, one Spectrum book is there, finished. Environment, Shankar IAS Institute's book is there, finished. That's it. Don't go more. There will be more materials, but as you go more material, it is not possible to clear this exam. Yeah. The thing which I understood is that the more you study or the more material you study, it is harder for you to clear this exam. But if you keep simple books, simple things, simple syllabus, and don't panic and do your work properly and with a clear mind, definitely one attempt you are going to clear. I am not joking. If you ask me why I didn't clear, I made this mistake. So if I could show you the room in which I am there, it will be surrounded with books only. So full all these books which are every, so if I go to some shop now, I'll take one book, I'll buy one book, I'll buy one material, I'll spend so much of amount, and then I will come and read. That is the point. If you buy and you throw it away, it will not create a problem. What I will do, I'll come back and I'll read that. It takes a lot of time, la. But UPSC has 1 year now, 1.5 years. Let us assume 1 year, 1.5, 2 years. In that amount of time, everybody has 24 hours now. Nobody is a superman in this world. All this is burada da. Okay, IAS, if you see IAS officers, or you see chief ministers, or you see prime ministers, or you see presidents, all are simple people, very simple. The banda they create is like a big thing. Okay, we assume that they do great things. No, 24 hours, simple. Everybody has to eat, everybody has to sleep 24 hours. In that, how much you can do? In that, if you see, if you go beyond this, if you go beyond this, then it creates a lot of problem. And if you see, people skip newspaper. Okay, why do you skip newspaper? All the materials which you get outside are from the paper you are skipping, la. So instead of skipping that paper, you just read it for 45 minutes. You throw the paper away. 45 minutes, if you study fast editorial, okay, important topics, not the political topics, throw it away. Then you go, then after a month, this monthly thing will be released. In that monthly thing, everything they are going to consolidate and give you, whichever institute, they will consolidate very well and give you in a platter. They will give you in like, sir, vachikonga, or madam, take it. So why do you have to break your head and spend 4 hours, 5 hours? All your exam depends on this la, in the book la. Lakshmikant, NCRT, geography, climatology, or environment. This is where the question will come la. You understand my point? Where does the question come? It comes from book. It comes from NCRT. Mains la, there will be a dynamic part. See, mains question will be, this question in mains will have two parts. Okay, one part will be a static part. This will be from here. What is urbanization? What are all the problems of urbanization? This is the point. But Anna, you will find it in geography, human NCRT, human geography NCRT. Urbanization is there. Yeah, you will find the problems. Slum clearing is the problem. Congestion is a problem. So if you see, we discussed so many things: traffic, crime, and many things are a problem. Yeah, but paper la, the second part, அதான் சொன்னேன், ஒரு questionல one part you will find it in NCRT. But why to read paper? Why are you reading paper na? The second part is the dynamic part. That is what you will find in newspaper. For example, two days ago there was a news, urban housing. There is urban less. For example, Pradhan Mantri urban. Pradhan Mantri. There is an urban housing scheme. Okay? Pradhan Mantri rural housing scheme, both இருக்கு சரியா, both இருக்கு. Sorry, Awas is housing, correct? Awas is means housing. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. For urban areas it is there. So we are giving them loans. It came 2 days ago, or editorial came. So if you see, the one part book la irundhu edutittu, second part you take it from newspaper. So you can ask me whether I have to note it down. Okay, it will be a complicated affair. Why do you have to note it down? 30 days la they will give you that material in polity section. If you go next in the 30 days kalchu parunga, in a polity section, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana will be explained very clearly. All now you get that thing from there, and you have it 1 month ku vechukonga. Extra you want to study, there will be something called as Yojana. Study that. Enough. இதுக்கு மேல do you read anything, or do you think any other material is there? You tell me, let us see. Is there any other material after this? Any you want to say any other material is there? this is the question or mains question la you take any question சரியா any question has two parts. One part you see, you take for example geography question. Yeah, there is a question where they say that what they say now, uh, El Nino or what is it, El Nino affects coral reef, something somewhere something around that. So if you see, El Nino is in geography book. Okay, coral reef is in geography book. Second one, first part, both are in geography NCERT. The effect, that is how it affects, that is also in geography. Yeah, Coach and Liang NCERT it is there. But Anna, we are a civil servants which are who are studying for this exam. Na, we will be reading paper. So if you see, when you read paper, you will know that the El Nino which is happening near Peru is causing a problem in coral reefs of Australia. And the coral reefs Australia top lower layer இருக்கு, and the El Nino which is happening in Peru is causing a problem there. அப்படின்னு you will know. சரியா? And when you know that, you can write it that. So what is your responsibility now? To study the core things which are there in NCERT and standard books, and use the things which come in newspaper and add it to the answer and write it very simple fashion la come out of the examination. All you will be called for interview la poi paper padichittu poi you go and answer very well. Why do you have to worry about so much of, there's so much of material? You must understand is not for your welfare. Your material is for is not for your welfare. Polity material will be there. What is that? Geography one material. Book NCERT is there, right? So okay, for environment you don't have you will have no book, correct? But environment, Shankar IAS Academy standard book all over India, one book enough, simple படிச்சிடுங்க அவ்வளவுதான். Is there any other material which is there? You want to add any material? Add பண்ணிடலாம். So this is UPSC and its impact. Okay. So UPSC and impacts, if you see, it will be like this. Is there any other material? நீங்களே சொல்லுங்க. Okay, but any material? But anyway, so this is the thing which I also, so but அதான் சொல்றேன்ல, I read a lot of not so important things. Okay, so if you I'll maybe, I think in some class I showed you. So if you see, if you are able to see this, this is the room I have. Okay, not able to show, but this is the room. Okay, and the full draw, it is full draw if you see, and above top everything book, it is filled with book da. And why I why I could not clear this exam is purposefully because of that. That is why I insist on this point, that every class I say, I insist on what to read, how to read, because the confusion in UPSC is this only, not the topic you will find everywhere. There are so many things, you will find the things everywhere. My purpose of the things is to clear this thing from your mind, that this is a simple exam, don't worry. That is my job. Yeah, my job is not just to give you points and go away. Yeah, so I hope this will work for you. But now I will tell you urbanization and its impact. But in the urbanization and its impact, how to write points, I'll say. Yeah, how to write essays. Yeah, so now you will say what are all the points. Now you are it is so in the sense idu mudichara. Okay, see, in the next 4 months I think everyone is going to write mains. Sorry, prelims everyone is going to write. Everyone 2021 la. Yes, so in the sense that there are October 10. Okay, so it is going to be October 10. So you have somewhere around, for example, May, I think almost over. Okay, but May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, almost this is over. But Anna, I will take 10 days more. Okay, 10 days. So in this period, till this period, okay, till this period, your option, whichever option you are, சரியா, every single topic now you have to do, okay? At least by July, when you are finishing, at least first paper la 60% to 70% of the portion, first paper la at least 60% to 70% of the portion of the, by July you have to be very strong. How much more class left for you, I do not know, okay? I do not know how much more class is there, but I hope you get time and finish off, or at least 50%. Yeah, எவ்வளோ இங்க வந்து there is no point இது how much I have to do அப்படிலாம் கிடையாது. Okay, it is a relative exam, how much ever முடியுமோ. Okay, so for example, how many idlis you may eat na, I may eat, for example, you may eat or 2 3, or I may eat 1 4, okay, somebody may eat 6, doesn't make any difference. The point is that how much I can do. For example, I can do only 4 da, or somebody can eat 3 da, or somebody can eat 5. Yeah. Or if somebody is eating 10 na pattu poran all da vachiko, okay, let that person eat. Yeah. What you can do as a person, you do that. நீங்க தான IAS ஆகணும், you think about that. You want to become an IAS officer, what you have to do is what you have to finish. Don't think about anyone else who is doing that, who is writing exams. Many will now, for example, writing tests, calm down for a moment and finish off this before this. Okay, already prelims oralavukku you would have seen, okay, and hence I am thinking mains, சரியா, means answer writing. Don't write test. Okay? I'm saying means answer writing practice you have to do. GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4 after prelims too. Not now. Okay, 4 you can do after prelims, not now. You don't have to do now. 4 after prelims now. Next, prelims. What is this prelims? See, this juggling, the juggling now, you have to, you should not be like, I'll study 2 months mains apro I'll, no, it does not work that way. Okay, in the juggling now creates so much of chaos in mind. So for example, I think I've told you, I think in classes I've told this, I sometimes what happens, I used to wear my shirt button top bottom. I have done that, and I've gone out also. Sometimes t-shirt I have wear it ulta and I've gone out. This is something I'm not, see, this is not something I'm making up. Yeah, this I did because when you are preparing for something na, it occupies your total mind. And this juggling, so today I finished option, let us assume I finished some topics, then mains some, next tomorrow prelims I have to do, answer structure I have to do. So many things will be running in your mind for the next few 4 5 6 7 months. It is going to be a very tough thing. I don't disagree with that point. But Anna, when you do that only, you will clear this exam, right? It is not that a simple cakewalk. No, you have to do all these things, and this juggling, when you do, it is going to be a lot of chaos. That I will assure and tell you. So anala bayapadadinga. It is not that it is not nothing to feel bad about, because I feel very good for doing all those things. That is what has changed me into what I am today. Maybe I couldn't clear, and I still have that scar or regret, but that's okay. But this juggling, when you do, you will be a very what to say, very enhanced person. If you go to some other job also, I have found this, people in moving out and doing some other job. Let us assume that if you see people who have studied UPSC and prepared UPSC well for once, and people who have not prepared UPSC, if you put it both of them together on the same scale now, people who have prepared are in a higher plane. Higher plane na, they are no more intelligent. Their work is more good, in the sense they are able to analyze, think rationally, positively, change things. They are not just mere like you give me an order I will do. No, they are not like that. So next 30-40 years your life will be good. But adukana foundation is in this 3-4 months. So when you are doing something, do it with full heart. Adha na solluva. Don't think that whether it will come or not. That is a second question, man. Second, yeah. If it does not come, we will work out some other thing. But now it is your job. Yeah. That is why I say in the three things, no, you have to do together. And if you see adada in the point adada, this is mains batch, that is prelims batch, it is a division made for teaching now, for exams kadiyadu. And for example, if you see GS paper 1 or GS paper 2, I will take some question called as international relationship, India Israel, or I will take some India China. Let us assume India China. This was the question they asked. Mains question is it. Paper 2 I have to read India China. I'll read what are the problems, everything. Okay. I'll make things. But Anna, if you see the overlap, India China are members of BRICS. India China are members of Asian Infrastructure Bank. India China Asian Development Bank. India China are in WTO asking for better treatment of developing countries. India China are in UNFCCC fighting for climate change, but India China are in a developing country, so they are not able to reduce their climate. There is a thing. All these organizations, international organizations, all this prelims question. So idhila edu mains edu prelims, how do you define, how do you decide? This is done for classes, this is done for teaching, but Anna, everything overlaps. So you cannot say that I studied only for mains. No, adhe eppadi solla mudiyum, because it is overlapping. In the overlapping you have to do. Adanal dhan GS4 I said after mains, sorry, after prelims. So GS4 keep it away, after prelims do it. But now you have to do this option, very very important, 50% ஆவது முடிக்கணும். And mains, what is this GS paper mains? Everybody keeps talking about some framework. See, don't panic, or you don't have to write answer la vana seriya. Don't it's not a big magic. Answer writing, that is what this topper, they have to stop doing all these things. Seriously, I'm saying they have to stop putting videos on YouTube and confusing people. It's a simple thing now. Answer writing is not a very big thing. See, for answer writing you have to first important do this. Without doing this, no answer writing is possible. You cannot write answer, chance kediyadu. Yeah. This NCRT and the standard books, Lakshmikant, geography book, history book, environment book, whatever standard book, or modern India spectrum, without reading that, how will you write answers? Yeah. First in the point, and you have to finish standard books. Either one day you have to read like a person who is obsessed. You're obsessed. So you will all be in college, or you would have been in college left. So you would so you would be in love. So how much obsession we will have? You think about it. The obsession with some person will be so high. Will that amount you have to put it. Yeah, that upset, when you are obsessed now you'll read. Yeah. Then next point, the important point, UPSC question paper, not some vision question paper, inside question paper vechukonga, let it be there. But ana UPSC question paper, take it. Okay. Take for example GS paper 2 question. Okay. I said this one question, India China. You have read India China, you have read NCRT, you have read international relations, you have notes as well. Notes irukku, classroom notes irukku. Which year na? UPSC for mains from 2013 or 2013 to 2020. This is GS. Yeah. For option there will be a question bank. Okay. Question bank, with each topic there will be a division of question. பாத்துறீங்களா? Option வந்து question bank இருக்கும் இருக்கா? Each topic இருக்கும். each topic this many questions they have asked, this topic they have asked this question. Do you have this option? For option, do you have this? Anyone has? That is question bank with each topic. One chapter irukna, in that chapter let us assume climatology nu irukum, okay, or public administration, let us assume public administration na irukilla. That is the point. Option, there will be a topic based question. One topic la they would have asked 4 questions or 3 questions, like that or question back venum. For GS, okay, GS வந்து I think for GS also same thing irukku, but GS, since they changed the syllabus, that is 2013, since they changed the syllabus, you have to have all that, not the prior one pitalam, okay, prior ones leave it, okay. And next for prelims, update prelims solidrom. Prelims from 1995 or 2000 till 2020, there is a prelims question bank which is called as sectional question bank. Not each year's question, yeah, each year question as well. From 1995 or 2000, I think from 2000 or something till 2020, history question, separate section. That is, there will be history question, there will be geography question, 500 question to go, 500. Economics, economics, sorry, I kept missing economics. Economics for book and now standard book, yeah. Macroeconomics NCRT, okay, but economics whatever standard you have, what is that, edo or book, standard book, okay, Shankar Ganesh or whichever book, or notes something, yeah. Have simple book, simple economics book, and you will have to have notes for economic survey, okay, economic survey, budget, simple notes, simple, any simple notes. Don't go about reading everything is in economic survey, simple notes, yeah. So like this in the sectional question bank for prelims, you have to have this. In the either neenga solve pannano, you have to finish this. So coming, so in the point vechittu, so as I said, in the you have read this. So first point, you have read this, you have take, so when you have read a particular topic, you come to that topic wise question paper, yeah. You have read a topic, come to the topic wise question paper. What question they have asked, is the point, what question they have asked. So you have read, so can you frame an answer, can you design an answer? You have read, let us assume you have read India China, yeah. So can you frame an answer or design an answer which was asked in GS paper 2? So if you can do that, after that, writing answer, yeah. So what we usually do, everyone starts now saying answer writing is important, answer writing is important. We pay for something and you go. So for example, if you see, I wrote twice, okay, the money I wrote, I think twice, answer writing. I paid some huge amount and I wrote. If you see in my 8 mains, the mains where I scored the less marks was when I did this answer writing. I did this. The mains where I scored the less marks was in this time I paid, because the point is that I kept running behind the tests which were there conducting and writing exams. So yeah, writing exams comes after in the first point. Either you have to do. Second point, in the UPSC questions you have to solve. Third point, you have to frame and design answers. Fourth point, appuram in the writing answers. So instead of doing all these things, for example, world history test, it will be there. I will not read, just I will write answers. I will assume that I have read. Yeah. But when I go to UPSC, I will get a less mark. This happened, I am not lying. But you can ask me, so every topper keeps saying this, writing answer, writing answer. Writing answer will give you timing sense. Writing answer will give you what is that speed. These two things most of the people will not have. I too did not have. Yeah, I too did not have. Completing on time, speed, I did not have. For that, you have to write. Okay. But Anna, if you see all the toppers, எப்போ எழுதுவாங்க தெரியுமா? Mains will be in November. You check Tina Dabi's paper. Okay, Tina Dabi paper. அதுல date இருக்கும். Okay, date இருக்கும். I think at that time the mains was somewhere around December. All the test papers will be in November. So if you are able to sense what I'm saying now, first do reading, first do all the question paper work, first do all the tough work, first frame design. I'm saying India, China. So you have to, in the sense that, for example, there will be a question on let us assume cyber security in paper 3. Okay, cyber security. You have to read, first read, then take the question, then frame. Cyber security na enna? Paper la current affairs la irukum. Okay, paper la every editorial, every 10 days one editorial cyber security. So how to frame, how to design, how to add, what to do, what is that? Adula think பண்ணுங்க. When you finish prelims, you can write. When you do that, you will start having the speed, you will start having timing, you will have time then. Okay, then when you go to mains, you can do that. But now if you see, now is the time for your option, now is the time for your mains, now is the time for your prelim study. And when you finish this July, July when you complete, you will be completing till here. Then August 1 la irundhu till here, UPSC prelims and the question paper I said la 2020 to 1995. You have to keep that book beside you. Sleeping na and the book pakadha da. Okay, and you have to keep solving them. You have to keep reading your book. You have to keep solving them, reading your book, keep solving, keep reading, keep solving, keep reading. And the August full month till October. Please do this. This will be enough. Okay, this will be more than enough if you do. I hope I gave you a picture. Now we will take some break. Urbanization, I will tell you, with urbanization or simple ways of designing. So in the sense that we saw read question paper frame design. If you remember, in every class I would have made it a point that this is the question they asked. Yeah, secularism na, this is the question they are asking. Western model இதுதான் they are asking. So why we did that na, questions are the most important thing in UPSC, where you will frame and design. Yeah, apro you write, apro then you write UPSC mains. Okay, so next when I come, or we will come back in next 5 minutes, we'll talk about urbanization. Seriya, urbanization. With that urbanization, I will tell you how to design. Third step, okay, not answer writing. I will tell you how to design answers. Say if I have read now, how do I design answers? Idam point. Seriya, I have read the book, I have read all the source material. Now I am coming back to designing answers. So when I am designing answers, how will I think? Okay, how will I think? This is what we will discuss. Okay, so now we'll take 5 minutes break. You can put any you have, if you have any doubt also, we can, you put it down so that we can address that as well. Yep. We will start again. For people who are writing in 2012 also, it applies the same. You can prepare the same speed. Yeah. There is no block for anyone at any time. You can very well prepare with the same speed, same thing. Uh, don't slow down. So don't slow down. So now come to this point of urbanization and its impact. See, in the answer design, how would you there are many approaches. There are many approaches in the answer design. If you see one approach in that, so how do I get points for this? One approach is that I should get points in the social angle. So this is how I will, for example, if I have to write an essay. Okay, if I have to write an essay, that there is an essay which calls for urbanization and its impact. Let us assume there is an essay. Essay will not be very simple. Okay, UPSC la essay will not be very simple. But I am assuming a question. Yeah, and that essay you have to write for 10 pages. Okay, so in the sense, how do I one point you cannot write? How do I get more points? So if you see, there is something called as, when you read, the next step you have to do is called as brainstorming. Most of the time I would have asked answers from you. Okay, why? Because this brainstorming is the most important point before you design an answer. Yeah, then you write an answer. So இவ்வளோ step இருக்கு. So first you have to read and you have to brainstorm these points. So urbanization and its impact, social impact. What are all the social impacts? You can now tell me any social impact you can tell. Social impacts. What are all the social impacts of urbanization? Cultural mixing. Okay, uh, divide among the people distribution, social impact, rural urban divide, that is okay, that also okay. But first point, in the point that is nice, actually this point you can you say this point, and the nuclear like that social impact na andha mari. Cultural mixing also is good. Actually cultural mixing point is good, I will come to that point. But family piece, see the social issues la, what we have learned in culture, family structure, there was something called as caste hierarchy. And like that, think about it. So very good. Joint family in rural area, correct? Joint family in rural area now becomes nuclear family la. Now becomes nuclear family, correct? Class hierarchy, very good. So next on the caste. Sorry, next second class on the caste. So in rural area, caste was an hierarchy. Now class hierarchy. We saw in the sense that in rural area, if you see one caste above that, lesser than that caste, that is what we saw. But now here it becomes a class hierarchy. Now caste, when you come to urban area, remember that 7 features that endogamy. So for example, in one point I will explain. 7 features in caste we saw. Endogamy, that is marrying within the occupational, hierarchy based, everything we saw, or 7 features in we saw. But in caste, what happens? So marriages in rural area are caste based. Marriages in rural area are caste based. But in urban area, it is class based. It is based on class. It is based on education. Correct? Next, someone said, very good. Cultural mixing. Very good. What is this cultural mixing? Now, this is what is called as cosmopolitan. What is cosmopolitan city? What is they keep saying this cosmopolitan city? Cosmopolitan city. Now, Many people from different zone. So for example, from a person from a rural area will be there, person from northeast will be there, person from north India will be there, person from different zone will come to Chennai, or will come to Bangalore, or will come to Hyderabad, or will go to Bombay, or go to Delhi. You think about Delhi. Yeah, Delhi is a mixture. It is not a single entity. No one from Delhi belongs to one zone. It is actually a mixture. Yeah. So cultural mixing is there. So any other point you can have, caste, family you can have. Very good. So same way. Next, what I will do, next, see the point now. I read, then I have to brainstorm. Okay, and the brainstorming la, I will take points. Next, the economy. So economic impacts. So what are all the economic impacts? Any idea? Economic impacts? Cost of very good. Cost of living high. Okay, that's good. So see, and another thing, one point. Remember this. One point. Remember, less chill. அது வந்து see, and இதுல இன்னொரு point. So okay, see, whatever we did, we have to go gender we discussed la. Gender, I think we discussed whatever in class we discussed. Oh, யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, in social impact la, gender impact is also high la. In rural area, gender is very constricted. In urban area, freedom, a little freedom, freedom from patriarchy la. Patriarchy தான அவ்வளவு படிச்சோம். So women empowerment, very good. So in the case of economic impact, இப்போ இது இந்த ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சேர்த்துட்டு economic impactல can we say in the sense that gap between, so but gap between rich and poor is there, but economic impact, if you see first point எழுதுங்க, first point வந்து high employment la. So in rural areas, you would not get employment, high employment with wages. In rural area, agricultural based zone, you will not get that employment. And when you get high employment with wages, then high quality of living. இப்படி தானே எழுதணும். அதாவது economic impact na, you should say that higher employment, higher wages, and hence higher quality of living. Higher quality of living is not an economic impact. Higher quality of living is a consequence. Seriya, it's a consequence. Yes, very good. That is the point. Urban, rural area, employment is seasonal. Seriya, seasonal. Or agricultural time, within the southwest monsoon time, agriculturally they will be employed. But very good. Next, second point, not in same point. Put it here again. So here again gender. Can I say employment in skilled labor? When skilled labor employment, higher decision making in houses. Can I say this? Higher decision making. For example, National Family Health Survey, we discussed so much. National Family Health Survey 4 says decision making among skilled labor is high. That is, when women are skilled, they will be high decision makers. So can I say this? Second, this is an economic impact. That is, a skilled labor, job opportunity, higher decision making. See, இதே point I can write anywhere. Okay, my purpose is to write 4 minimum 4 points. I can write the same point in social impact. I can write the same impact in political impact. I can write it anywhere. It depends on me. Points are different. If you see, the points are different. I am categorizing each. This is important. Designing the answer is very important. increase in awareness. Can I say increase in awareness is an political impact? I'll use it in political impact, but point correct. Yeah. Third point, in the point யோசிங்க இந்தியாவோட GDP, okay, India's GDP, higher urbanization ஓட impact பாருங்க. இந்தியாவோட GDP, it is around $2.7 trillion. Okay, 2.7 trillion dollars is India's GDP, and it is said that 60 to 70%, 60 to 70% of this GDP is from urban area. So urban area are engines of growth, correct? Engines of growth na I will write. So urban area economic impact are engines of growth. High sanitation facilities, can we say like that? Sanitation facility, you can say, okay, anyways, you can write, I think. Healthcare. So okay, that is fourth point. Okay, I'll use this. Okay, fourth point, I'll say better, or in the sense human sorry, high, can we say like this, high human development index. Okay, high human development index, சரியா? In this high human development index, good in, so see, what does high human development index mean? It means good health care, quality health care. High human development index na quality health care, quality education, quality sanitation and water, correct? Infrastructure, ellame idukulla. So I have this high human index, and I say that it is a access to resources, everything, education na porudamla high, so under high human development index I put this. So next I come this, so 4 point, yeah, under economic impacts of urbanization I have 4 point. Next I come to this point, political impact. So I can talk about the next political impact. Yeah. In the political impact, I can what I can say, I can say what in rural areas it is mostly based on caste, but here it becomes based on policy, voting and candidate selection. I think in caste topic we saw that dominant caste will have a higher representation, but in rural area it is true, but in urban area mostly caste becomes irrelevant and policy becomes important, correct? Second, higher awareness. I think someone told this, higher awareness. So when you are higher aware, you can ask for accountability. Is this correct? Third, is there any other point? Is there any other point? Political, think about it. Women, very good. Okay. Women participation. Women participation. Actually, women participation in both rural and urban is true. Both rural and urban, if you see, participation of women in politics is high. Representation na low. Okay. Both rural and urban area la pathina, more than the men, women are more aware. சரியா? In rural areas la it is very true. In rural areas la it is women that know that this party, this candidate, and they will know. Okay, relatively speaking, men mostly will be concerned about who gives them money or who gives them this alcohol. This is what will be the indicator. But women think about the policies, they decide at that point. Yeah, they know that this candidate is there, and that is why if you see many of the parties which are urban based. Urban based are not able to do anything. So that is true here. And biryani also, la, biryani. So men will be mostly concerned about that. Women are concerned about what. That is why if you see Jayalalitha one, yeah, Jayalalitha, if you see, if people keep saying it is freebies. Okay, it is not freebies. I think we discussed that. Uh, Mixi அப்படின்னா Mixi is more concerned to the women of the house, because in rural areas women only make all these chutney everything. Yeah, no men does. They'll drink and they'll not generalizing but telling you, but it is concerned with the women also. சரியா? And they decide. It's the point, and that is what we make it in a very crude fashion. The sense is that we have everything, but and hence we make fun of all these schemes saying they are freebies, but they are all important for many of the women in rural areas. So both and urban and rural areas, if you see, women are operative now, and I do not know whether we can put this point, but Anna, you can have, yeah, active participation. Yeah, any other point? Whichever stand, whichever stand you pro, or you can take any stand. Yeah, but take a balanced stand. In UPSC interview, I'll tell you, when it comes, I'll tell you, you cannot, you should not take any stand. You can take a balanced approach. Plus and minus இருக்குல்ல, because freebies, in the sense, when you say, it is not only one freebie, there are many types of freebie. The freebies which I said is one. Other freebies வந்து, for example, giving alcohol is also a freebie now. Yeah, alcohol, money, or you bribe them in this name of washing machine. Washing machine, if you see, it's not an essential thing. So in the madri, there are other two three types. Not everything is useless, not everything is useful. So another, how to take a stand, we can try. Literacy rate, the high human development index we discussed la. High human development index la, I have இங்க இருக்கு பாருங்க, education. So education is high la. Education, health, sanitation, water, everything is high. But next, okay, so see this essay. If I will tell you how in the paper you are going to put it. So yeah, 10 papers இருக்கும். You will 10 papers is there. So yeah, if you remember in the first class, in the first paper, sorry, first class, I mean last class, we discussed what is urbanization. Okay, in the last class, I think. Okay, you are the மறந்துட்டேனா? Okay, என்னன்னா, see, all this is positive. Okay, all this is positive, but ana update, you can say there are negatives in social. Update negative paranga. Same here, negative. See this, joint family becomes nuclear family, hence child care becomes low, hence stress, hence drugs, correcta? So positive we discussed, but negative also happens. Second, in the second, இத பாருங்க, class hierarchy. சரியா? Class hierarchy results in inequality. Inequality results in stress, alcoholism, correcta? Third pointer, okay, or third pointer, cultural mixing, cosmopolitan, hence you will lose your identity, loss of identity. Human beings, for example, this identity is very very important. When you lose identity, you lose everything. So இப்படி வந்து you have to write the negative also. Okay, நம்ம positive everything we saw, but negative also you have to think about. Drugs இருக்கு, and congestion, traffic, environmental problem. Any other negative points? Creation of slums. If you see in the we discussed அந்த இதுல மேப்ல சொன்னல, semi skilled skilled laborers அடுத்த zone வந்து semi skilled labor. அந்த semi skilled laborல தான் the river goes off, and the river is congested living. Congested living na slum. சரியா? Overcrowding. Yes, and the overcrowding தான் நம்ம அந்த பேட்டர்ன்ல we discussed la, patternல if you see the zones outside வந்து overcrowded, and hence if you see in the train எல்லா public transport is there. Any other thing? Resources will not be enough. Yes, true. Resources in the sense that high competition. You can talk about high competition. Education high quality in na solrேன், but ana there will be high competition in education. So high competition, you will know, you would have studied in schools. Think about the competition which is there in for marks. So when that happens, that is not true in villages. When that happens, it becomes a lot of liability for the child. So for a whole life, our life, for example, our life revolves around getting these ranks now. So everyone wants better things now, not the things which they like. They always aim for better things. Pollution, yes, exactly. So pollution is a congestion, pollution, traffic, slum, everything. Yeah. Playgrounds as apartments, everything. You can write negatives as anything. So we discussed the positive things, but negatives, yes. Okay, ma. But in the sense that, see, how would you write this now? Urbanization, first definition. Then you remember last class I said urbanization is increasing. The graph we saw 1911 10%, 1950 20%, 2011 30%, and 2060 60%. So in the sense that it is rising in the madi. So you have to write first page la urbanization. What is urbanization? Then urbanization is increasing at a fast pace. You have to tell such a reason, and because of that it is increasing, and as a result of which so many changes are happening. So many changes are happening. Let us see. Okay? And you will start seeing one, social changes. Other we discussed now, social changes. So you will discuss the social positive and negative, whichever way, negative, positive, positive, negative, that is up to you. You write whichever way you are, but one page la social. Then you will start writing economic changes. Then you will start writing political changes. Then fifth page, இது வந்து second page, third page, fourth page, then fifth page. Okay, well, then you will start, then you can write about sixth page, then you can write about environmental changes. Both positive, see, actually it will take a more page, not one page irukka pathadu, more page you have to write. So environmental plus minus you will write, then it will come around 9 pages it will come. So 10th page you can conclude. This is how you write an essay. Before writing an essay, you have to make this framework. So behind your essay paper, there will be a rough sheet. You have to make this. Okay, you have, without making this, you cannot write an essay. So இது வந்து is true for anyone. எவ்வளவு பெரிய writer, or even that person can be a very big writer, but any writer or book, a person writing book or whatever may be the person, that person cannot write without making this framework. At least they will make this framework in the brain. They will think for years. Okay, any writer, if you see, அதனால தான் அந்த ரைட்டர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து மண்டையில இருக்க முடியலாம் அப்படி பிச்சிட்டு இருக்கும். Because they make this framework in the mind. So without this brainstorming, you should not write this. So when you are after this brainstorming, essay la poi you have to write. சரியா? Why I had this elaborate na, this brainstorming which we did for 10 pages, that for GS, 2 pages 10 mark. Okay. Yes, you can write. Actually essay la they say diagrams வேண்டாம். Okay, you can quote, you can have flow charts, you can have this what is it, Venn diagram, many things, but not diagrams. Okay, essay la not diagrams, you should not most often essay la diagrams வேணாம். But GS paper la, okay, GS answer la lots and lots of that, what அப்படியே pictorial you can show. Okay va, GS answer la, see, GS answer la I will tell you this. In the 10 mark na 2 page, okay, 10 mark na 2 page, I think I told you this answer la. 15 mark na, okay, 15 mark na 3 page, 20 mark na 4 page. சரியா? What you have to know is that whatever answer you are writing, in that answer 30% of your answers on the flow chart, diagram, data chart. Okay, 70% on the words. Idam point. So you should not cross this limit also. Full answer paper la summa data எழுதி வச்சிட்டு சும்மா flow chart வரைஞ்சாலும் it's not good. See, இதுதான் each time இருக்குல்ல, so அதனால I'm not able to say each and everything. See, for you are அதான் you have grown up enough to understand that. See, based on the size, I am saying not paper wise, I am saying percentage wise. So if you see 4 pages la na, you should see 30% la you should see some diagrams, flow charts, everything should be there. The rest should be words. Or 2 pages na aduketa mari. So okay va, so you should design is on design. This is what I said by designing. This is what I am saying by brainstorming. You do this, writing answers comes next. Okay, now you understand. Is it okay? So next or last idu mattum mudichilama, population. So we'll finish this. Yeah. In population, you have to know something called as population pyramid. Okay, what is this population pyramid na? See, if there is 100 people, let us assume there are 100 people. So I will take 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. In the mari, I will keep taking 90 to 100. So in this, maybe X, Y, C, A. So this many people are there in this age. This is age. In this age category, 100, there are 100 people. In this age category, I am constructing something X, Y. Then I will make a graph. So this is a graph I am making. So till 100. Okay. Then this is male, this is female. Actually, whichever way, you can actually switch, whichever way you want, switch. But then you mark. So this many people are there. So in this graph, I will mark this many people are there in this age group. Then this many people are there in this age group, this age group, this age group, like this. So what I will do, I will make this graph. This is what is called as population pyramid. சரியா? If you see this pyramid, what this means, What this means is that in the age group of 0 to 10, there are more people. In the age group of 60, there are less people. Okay, see the chart. It's a very this chart represents this data only. So it is less, it is more. Chariya? Now come to this point. So I will give you one thing. In CSAT, they asked this. I will give you three types. You tell me which type belongs to which country. India, China, Africa, Japan, Russia. Okay. You tell me which pyramid belongs to which country. So which A which country, or B which country, C which country? This was asked in CSAT once. Which country is you can have it that? A is which country? B is which country? C is which country? Okay. 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 So actually, if you see this A is very good. A, very good, very good. Actually, C. Okay, A is okay. Still, okay. A is. But now come to here. What I said was, இங்க பாருங்க, this pyramid la, if this is higher na, 0 to 10 is high, this is low. Okay, 0 to 60 is low. And if you see, அப்ப இது என்னது, இது around 60 years, சரியா, or 50 years. This is high. Yeah, this is high. And this is something called as Japan, Russia. That is, in Japan and Russia, older people are more. Why in the reason now we will see, but simple reason is that Japan and Russia, they don't have many kids. Okay? But in Africa, if you see, they have many kids. And hence A is Africa. But India, எங்க வந்துருச்சுனா, India, if you see, 18 to 59, that is high. And also our age, median age is 31 years. Average age in India is 31. சரியா? அப்ப இது India. Same is the case with China. So இங்க தான் our point is high. So this is what is called as the population pyramid. But how we came here? So you can ask me how Russia, how did Russia come to that place? How you say India is in this place? How Africa is in this place? You can ask me. அதுதான் something called as demographic theory. Based on, yes, based on birth rates and death rates. And this demographic theory la, one simple formula, population. Population formula is birth rate minus death rate plus migration. Yeah. So if I have to know the population of Chennai, first how many people are born, I have to subtract the people who died. Then some people who would have migrated from, let us assume, Delhi, Bombay, somewhere around. So I have to add them as well. So that will be giving me population. Okay. But what is this theory? So it starts with 1900, 1920, 1950, 1980, 2011. Okay. What it says is that in the first phase, okay, first phase, this is phase one. Uh, okay, immigration. So okay, net migration. Let us have this net. Okay, that is a good point as well. That is, we have to subtract the people who are going out also. Valid point. But anyways, net migration. Let us have that. Okay. Okay, satisfied now? Okay. So we'll have that. But now come to this phase one. If you see in the phase la birth rate will be very high. சரியா? Birth rate is 50. அதாவது birth rate how na, how many people are born per 1,000. Death rate na, how many people die per 1,000. Yes, no இது control மட்டும் இல்ல. Uh, One other reason is that, see, 50 people are there, 50 people are born, same 50 people die as well. So why this high number of people, why this high number of children are less, exactly, less health facility. So yeah, less health facility. If for example was, I think you would have seen something called as this Illuminati. Uh, so Illuminati story you would have seen la, the YouTube la, many people make this story. In that Illuminati story, they will say that some family controls, and in that one of the family is this family of Rothschild. But no, agriculture labor on this is a different thing. Why high? Okay, you can say that as well, but very what is that? Indirect reason. But the main reason on the health less. Okay, health less na, health facilities less. Example, I'll tell you this Rothschild. He was the richest person, the richest person in the world. What happened was this Rothschild had some cut. சும்மா ஒரு some rusted material, if you see some rusted material ஏதோ cut, and that cut created a septic. சரியா? septic ஆகி he died. He was the most richest person in that time, 1800s, okay, somewhere around 1880s or 1890s. He was the most richest person in the world. He could not save himself from being cut in a or rusted material. Today if I get cut na, I'll go put a TT. You understand the point? The point at that time was this health facility was so low, people can die for anything. Or for example, you will see there was something like corona, which is called as the Spanish flu, 1918 something. It killed so many people. Many died. Now we have vaccine. Okay, now we have vaccine. Gandhiji was affected by Spanish flu. He was there in quarantine for 3 months. He was very sick actually, but 3 months he did not come out. Gandhiji was affected. But what I'm saying is that now we have, see the health facility. Now we have immediately uh, this is more deadly virus. More deadly virus. Corona is more deadly virus than Spanish flu. Spanish flu was a deadly thing, but that is why they say in 100 years we have not faced this. 100 years we have not faced this. Why they keep saying is that there was a Spanish flu in 1980. So health facilities was low. This was low, and you will know that education was low, and poverty was sky high. Poverty, we, that is the point, we keep eulogizing our past. That is a dangerous thing, because maybe 10% of the population lived well, okay, but the poverty in which the world was living was so high. If you see, there is a statement by Obama, which says that we live today in the most peaceful and prosperous time possible. And that is a true fact, because if you turn back history and see the pages of history, it will always be filled with blood. It will always be filled with some war. It will always be filled with some what to say, some idiotic warmongering king, which whom we eulogize. Be it that Babar, or be it that Rajaraja Cholan, all were warmongers, in the sense that they wanted their own person or their own pursuit to be prosperous, and their own zones to be expanded. But we eulogize those kings. But we don't understand one fact is that, if 20, let us assume, okay, even in the time of Rajaraja Chola, let us assume 20% will be happy. The rest of the 80% will be in poverty now. They would have been in so much of poverty, even they themselves would not have known. The rest of the 20%, yes, this is true. But now we have prospered. Now maybe I'll tell you when we reach 2011, but now we have in the, that is why Obama says this is the most prosperous thing. So for example, if you see, if I had been born in 1900s now, my average life expectancy, my average life expectancy, it is 20. Okay, if a person is born, let us assume I am born in 1900s now, maximum my expectancy would be to live 20 years. If I am able to live 20 years now, okay, well and good. And hence, as a result of which, there will be high total fertility rate. Okay, on 5 more minutes, shall we take 5 more minutes? We'll take, and we will close the class. Okay, 5 more minutes, because we'll finish off this. Okay, because even I'm not able to, in the sense, fast. So much energy is not there. It's just sitting. I get tired as well. Okay, but anyways, so I'm how much ever possible I'm able to push the points, but it needs a little breathing space for me also. Okay, now come to this point. Total fertility rate, 5 minutes. Okay, total fertility rate was very high. It was around 6. That is why they had more kids. They had more kids. Why? Because only because with the help of the kids they can make something out of their life. So 6 kids, not 6, actually 6 is an average. So usually if you see for example, the chief minister Pinarayan Vijayan, okay, Pinarayan Vijayan, if you see his family, 13, I think he is the 13th kid, something 13 kid or something, 13 or more than 13, I'm not sure, but 13, nearly around 13. Many brothers died, and he is now around 80 or 80. So go back 80 years. So for example, if you go back 80 years now, I think 1940, 1940 now, his father would be somewhere around, born in 1900s now, or mother would be in 1900s now. So think about, for 13, why they had this many number now, many died. And you will know that Darwin was a very rich person. Darwin's children died. Abraham Lincoln was the president of United States. Children died. 2 children died. So if you happen to see why the world was like this, same is the case with India. Many died, and hence if you see, then you see how population pyramid will be. Then can I say the pyramid will be like this? Because my average age is 20 then. So they will have more children here. 13 children. Correct? So here less people will be there because less health care. So this stage, Next stage, this is phase 1. Phase 1. Next is phase 2. Next is phase 2. From here 2020 to 2018. In the phase 2 were two types of பிரிக்கிறாங்க. சரியா? So in the sense that what happens is that, so if you happen to see after 1920s diarchy varum. That is, what is diarchy na? Britishers will take the things, law and order, money, RBI, the things where money is made, Britishers will take. But Anna, they will give health, education to India. This is point. Indian ministers, correct? People keep saying and the Raman Andalu enakoru kaval illa. Actually, you have to be worried. You have to be worried. If you see, all our lives have become something meaningful now because of improved governance, because of the forefathers and foremothers who were there in the constitution, who made this country possible. At a time when the poverty, for example 1950s, I said here poverty at the time of 1950s 80% of India was in poverty. 80% of India was in poverty. Now you see the figure in 2020, it is less than 20%. So think about, for example, I can my personal, you can think about my grandfather and my mother, father, they ate rice only once maximum. Okay, maximum only once. Today I eat 3 times rice. Okay, I can eat 3 times rice, I can eat burger, pizza, whatever I can eat. But Dana, they ate once in maybe in Diwali times. You would see in many Tamil movies it will come. At Diwali times they will have idli, pongal, not every day. Okay, that is the point. This comes why? Because it comes because of something called as governance. Okay, it's not that Raman, it's not true. Who governs you decides how development gets distributed, how development happens. So at that time, if you see, this diarchy happened and it came into the hands of Indian leaders who were very what is that, very cautious of development of India. And hence what they did, they made sure that the health facility is improved. There is no drought. So immediately what happened, this point gets, or the death rate keeps decreasing. Okay, after independence even decrease. After independence we started forming constitution. Okay, constitution irukku, health facilities kept increasing. Many things happened, and in the health facility international changes happened. International change na, one thing you can think about, antibiotic. This one simple tablet, one antibiotic simple tablet, if you see, if this tablet was not there na, I don't think I will be taking class to you. I might have gone long ago. Because of this one, may you can think the or tablet or vishama. Because of lack of these tablets, how many people used to die in it, no one knows. Yeah. Today we go to the counter, if a fever, I go to the counter, I take, even for example corona now, one antibiotic has to be there. The lung infection or some infection which is happening has to be removed because with the help of antibiotic down, otherwise it will go low. Okay, in the sense what I'm saying, this whole thing when it goes improved na, death rate decreases. But Anna, inga da strange fact, death rate decreased, but Anna, no one told tatas that death rate is decreasing. Now you don't have to have many kids because many kids will survive. Don't have many kids nu tata kitta solla mudiyala. So hence if you see, same total fertility rate was high, it was 6, same. In this period 6, in this period 5, it was high. Okay, and as a result of which, if you see the growth in the year, if you happen to see the growth of population, it keeps increasing. This is what is called as population explosion. health got increased, education got, governance improved, constitution, world changes, everything start happening. But Anna, we kept producing more, and hence this producing more na, the population kept bulging like anything, and it exploded. And that is why if you see in the edathula 1977 forced sterilization will come. We had to put a break, forced sterilization, and hence you would see all these advertisements. Naam iruvar namak iruvar have, if you have seen, I mean you would not have seen, maybe in when I was young, I used to see all these posters. Naam iruvar namak iruvar, naam iruvar namak oruvar, every lorry used to have. Now they have changed it. It is a mandatory rule. It is a mandatory rule that you should have a social message. It was a rule, you should have a social message, and that social message always happened to be naam iruvar namak iruvar. But but this happened. But again the change, then if you remember, we discussed last class something called as globalization happened. Seriya? When globalization happened, you should have proper family, you should have a proper thing, and hence this birth rate decreases. Okay? And death rate actually stabilized. So birth rate became 22. So it was 50. Death rate was 50. Now it has stabilized. It has stabilized to 22 birth rate. Death rate has stabilized to 7. So when this is third stage, phase 3. Fourth stage, what will happen is that it will decrease even more. So upon the stability in population. Okay. Now it is decreasing at a fast pace, because smaller families, higher education, many world values coming in, globalization values coming in for a smaller family, healthier family. Marriage of women, for example, women's marriage age is going high because of education they have, because of the health care they have. They are ready, they are a higher decision making level. Now the population is reducing. So this is what is the okay. TFR will not be one. Actually, TFR, if you see, and same thing. See, TFR. Inge vandu TFR. See, inge vandu TFR is 6. TFR is 5. Then what happened? Now TFR of India. Okay, now TFR, total fertility rate, that is average number of children per woman in the reproductive age, now has come to 2.2. Okay, in Tamil Nadu it is 1.6. In Kerala it is 1.6. Andhra Pradesh 1.7. Karnataka 1.7. Seriya? What does this mean? 1.6 to 1.7 enna? See, the total fertility rate of a country has to be 2.1. If it is 2.1, the number of people dying will be replaced by number of people born. Idam cut off. When it goes below, okay, when it goes below 1.6, 1.7, 1.4, the total of people dying is not being replaced. And that is why you will have a picture like this. The total the old people will increase because less, the total fertility rate less, and they are not being replaced by people born. Okay, idinala da Russia, Japan, Germany is having this. But 2.2, I said 2.1 is the average. 2.2 India. Why 2.2? Na, there are states like Bihar, there are states like Uttar Pradesh, there are states like Rajasthan. India, if you see, the total fertility rate is 3. Okay, so they are still in this zone. Still, if you see, they are still in this zone now. They are still in this zone. So their birth is high, still in this zone. But Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, their demographic change is happening. If you see in the point lana, we discussed this. What are all the steps needed for decreasing population? Na simple point. The question which they ask, women empowerment. Women empowerment is the reason, or women empowerment can only help in population reduction. This is the main question. ஆனா இது ட்ரூவா? விமன் எம்பவர்மெண்ட் கேன், இதுதானே இங்க பாக்குறோம். when you have more education, I think we discussed this, when you have more education, more health care. What is women empowerment? Education, health, work. You think about this, more education na more time, let us marrying age will increase. Health care na children will not die, so total fertility rate will decrease. Work na when you have work you cannot have many kids, it is not possible, so the number of kids will become low. So women empowerment decides population growth. Idan question. So when they will ask, you can write this is population logic. This will be enough. This I think this is enough. We can close the class. Is there any other thing? We can close it. Shall we close it? Shall we close? Is it okay? Okay. So all the best for you guys. I hope you do well. And this is the last class. Thank you, Magesh. So this is the last class. I hope you all do well. I really wished that we had met in the class, but anyways, it's okay. I hope you all do very well in your life, and not only in UPSC. I wish you all a great success in your life as well. Okay. Thank you all, and I wish you all. Okay. Have a good night and be safe. Be safe. Please be safe. Be safe. Okay. Yes. Thank you. But be safe. Okay. Be safe. Thank you.